Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Nashua North High School Middle Gymnasium, what they call the Middle Gym, for the North High School versus South High School dual meet in the 2015-16 Division I wrestling season under NHIAA Wrestling. My name is Joe LaPlante. I'm with the Nashua Boys and Girls Club Wrestling Program. I'm here tonight joined by Coach Tim O'Keefe. He's an assistant principal, or what's the actual official title?
Housemaster at Lowell High School.
Housemaster, what we call a vice principal, though, here in Nashua. Former Lowell High School wrestling coach. And Aaron McAloon. Aaron runs the Twitter at NH Wrestling, Twitter feed, and is heavily affiliated with the New Hampshire Wrestling website. He's known as AMAC603. Those of you who follow the website know him very well. He is the head ranker, the rank master in New Hampshire high school wrestling. So welcome, Aaron.
Thanks, Joe. Good to be here.
Great to be here for a night of Division I wrestling action, intra-city rivalry. Got a huge crowd here. The bleachers are packed along the edge of the mat. I don't know if we can get a shot of that. Along the edge of the mat, we've got all the youngsters from the various Boys and Girls Club youth wrestling programs in Nashua, the kids from the youth program that work out at the club. We've also got each of four middle school teams, I think. The Fairgrounds team, the Pennachuck team from the north side, Elm Street from downtown, Fairgrounds from the south side, and of course the Nashua Catholic boys and girls are here too. So another night of great wrestling. What do you think of the matchup, Aaron?
It should be interesting. I think it's we got a couple of holes in these lineups that depending on who wins the flip here might make it a little tight. It's tough to tell which direction it might go, but on the mat itself, probably North has a little bit of the edge in the actual wrestling, but with some of the forfeits, it might tighten it right up.
Coach O'Keefe, Aaron McAloon just mentioned the coin flip could be important. For those the uninitiated in wrestling, why does the coin flip make any difference to the outcome of the meet?
Well, it makes a difference if you're moving guys around. It's deciding on who has to send out first. So sometimes you're just trying to wait it out to see what they're going to do. You may match your better wrestler against one of their less skilled kids, or you may go strength to strength sometimes to even things out.
And those decisions are made by who has to send out a wrestler first to be met by the other team's basically opponent, and that is determined based on the coin flip.
Based on the coin flip. Aaron, interesting, just for the average fan at home, you see the rankings, you do the rankings from my understanding. What is some of the best potential matchups we may have tonight, ranking-wise?
Probably the single best matchup that we have tonight should be at 145 with Wayne Nolet from North, who's a number 2 ranked wrestler, and Sullivan from South. Patrick sits at number 4. That should be an interesting matchup. Other than that, probably the next most competitive matchup that you might see might be at 13 with Nickerson and Bridge. So really that 145 is probably going to be the class matchup of this duel.
All right, we got some, looks like Matt Lamarsh being bumped up to 113 to face Cole Nickerson. So that's going to be a little adjustment there already. Ray Quigley coming out at 120 for North, and Jeremy Bridge for South. Bridge is ranked at 113, I think around 8th or 9th, right?
Yeah. And I know
10th, actually.
10th.
We looked at this last year, North prevailing in the dual meet, but looks like right now they got 3 holes coming back to back to back.
Right. 126, 132, 138.
Nobody out there. Those are forfeits. That's 18 points right there. That could decide a dual meet.
Yeah,
certainly.
It certainly puts pressure on North, to have some big finishes here, things that, they might not be able to settle for 3 points in some of these decisions. So when you look at a kid like Nickerson and that matchup with Sullivan, that's really going for it, trying to get 6 for his team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. North really is in a hole here tonight with these forfeits. Both teams have a couple of forfeits, but we just saw Wayne Nolet and Patrick Sullivan shake hands in the middle of the mat. Those are both top 5 ranked 145-pounders. Both live in the Gate City here. And Chad Lacombe from South coming out to shake hands with both David Mute and Jack Stone. North playing it close to the vest as to which weight they'll go at, 52 or 60. That was Tyler Linscott, a sophomore from South. Tough kid.
I have to imagine these kids have all competed with each other through the years over at Gate City, just growing up in the middle schools.
Most have. A little comedy routine there by John Sweeney. He's been competing through the years. I remember, he's been wrestling since, I believe, 3rd grade between the Boys and Girls Club program, Elm Street Middle School team, and, of course, North High School. 220 Moreno. He's ranked. I believe he's 4 on the rankings at 220. Facing, looks like who?
Freshman Brandon Martin.
That's right. Justin Gray and Big Finn Littlefield from North. Justin Gray from South. So, we've already had the national anthem. Looks like we're starting at 106. Coach Langlois from South, Adam Langlois, bringing the team in. He wants this team fired up. I think North has had the better of these in recent years. And South looking for a win tonight. South looking for a win. Probably hoping to take advantage of some of these roster holes at North and capitalize on 6 points per each one of those. Hopefully not giving up too many on its own. But we've already seen some bumping through the lineup that could affect the outcome of the match.
Well, to start the match, it looks like with the no contest at 101,
Captains coming out. For North, we have David Mute and Wayne Nolet. South, the captains are Pranav Pravala. Looks like, who else is out there? Shad Lacombe, Patrick Sullivan, and the one nearest to us, the far left of the boys, I'm not sure who that, I think that's probably Cole Humber, but I'm not sure. That's Cole Humber from South, but he's wearing pants, so looks like he won't be wrestling tonight. Nice young man, Cole Humber. Very involved in school activities, extracurriculars, and academic pursuits.
Just caught this. This is a boys' club weighing 101. That's why there is no 101.
Oh yeah,
106
on the roster sheet. Yeah, that's for summer wrestling in New York State.
New York, yeah.
Yep.
They like the light ones.
So Thomas Christian on the mat now. Thomas is I believe a sophomore at South at the 106 pounder, and he'll be taking a forfeit because North does not have a 106 pounder. No, that's not Matt Lamarsh.
Not Matt Lamarsh.
That is Thomas Christian. And Matt Lamarsh will probably be coming out at 113 to face Cole Nickerson. And there he is. So that puts South High School up 6-0 in the team score. And now we've got Matt Lamarsh and Cole Nickerson at 113 pounds. Now, what can you tell us about Cole Nickerson, Aaron?
Well, Cole is a very, very good wrestler.
Senior.
Senior, 9-7 in-state on the year. Interesting, you might look at the record and think close to 500. But every single one of those losses are basically to the top 513-pounders in the state. And outside of Tristan Stetson, every match he's wrestled against those top 4 or 5 kids has been 1- and 2-point matches. So he's been in every single one of these matches.
There he is.
Nice 201 throw by.
He just went out and won the Chelmsford Invitational.
Yeah.
He took 3rd at the Milford Souhegan tournament, so definitely a strong wrestler.
Coach O'Keefe, what can you tell us about the match score here?
Looks like he's working a cross-wrist series right now. Looks like he's trying to keep him down, trying to tilt. Without seeing him wrestle, it looks like he may be a tilt wrestler.
2-0 Nickerson from North with the advantage right now. They're in referee's position with Nickerson on top.
He's riding a cross-wrist series.
Lamarsh, a sophomore, 7-3 in state this year.
And now Lamarsh, I understand here the context. Lamarsh is normally a 106-pound wrestler, a weight class down from Nickerson, and he did make weight tonight at 106, but he's been bumped up the lineup to take full advantage. Coach Langlois from South apparently thinking that this puts his team gives his team an advantage in some way.
Lamarsh looking to get to his feet, looking to switch.
Very strong competitor, Lamarsh, there at 106. His 3 defeats all to the same wrestler, Riley Millett of Wyndham.
Now he's running the arm bar. This is tough, right? Illegal.
Coming off the back a little bit.
What was that call, Coach O'Keefe?
It was just potentially dangerous coming up over the shoulder. Looks like you could injure him a little bit.
Both of these wrestlers work in the off-season relatively hard. They train at local wrestling clubs and compete in off-season tournaments. These are 2 kids who are known outside of Nashua as New England-wide competitors.
Nickerson's definitely a grinder on top. He's trying to make something happen, but Lamarsh is working. He's working pretty hard on the bottom. He's fighting for hands, getting to his feet now. Look at. There it is.
Lamarsh
There's
putting
his
up
one.
Good effort. having some headgear trouble there.
Nickerson was grinding on top. It looked like he was wearing him down a little bit, but Lamarsh showing a lot of fight here.
Match score is 2-1 with the edge to Nickerson. That was a 2-point takedown and a 1-point escape by Lamarsh.
I think like we discussed, where South is definitely going to have to play a little bit of the lineup trick game here. Lamarsh's goal here really probably for this team is avoid the pin. Try to limit the damage to 3 here. In the original lineup, North is probably taking 6 here. So smart move by South, just trying to send him out here with the goal of not giving up 6.
And Lamarsh is giving Nickerson all he can handle at this point.
He definitely is. In the coaching world, you always say good little guy
Yeah.
can't beat the good big guy. And this, right now with a 2-1 score, it's hard for the smaller guys. Anybody moving up in a weight class, equal ability, the weight always factors in. But Lamarsh here, he's scrapping. He's working hard on top. He's riding the wrist. He's grinding. He's head pry right now, keeping him down.
But just to be clear, what you're seeing is Lamarsh, normally a 106-pounder on top here,
Look
bumped
at
up
the
to 113, wrestling North's Cole Nickerson on bottom.
Doing a good job, just still working, trying to advance. No danger of not giving the referee an opportunity here, call a stalemate or hit with any kind of stall.
Moss is doing his job. I mean, the goal is to ride him, obviously try to get some points. He looks like he's working the cross wrist armbar as well. Nickerson's got a hand fight.
He's got hand control. He's probably going to get the escape here.
Keep the feet in, dig the heels, and just cut. Dig the heels.
Yeah,
there's his one.
There it is.
So 3-1
match.
Let me go over the scoring a little bit, Aaron, about how to score points in folk-style wrestling. First of all, we get the takedown, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Takedown worth 2 points. You just saw that escape, so the wrestler on the bottom escapes out of there. He'll get his 1. If you would have seen maybe Nickerson get a reversal where still in contact, he reverses behind and he gains control in the marsh. That would have been a 2-point reversal. And then you get a series of potential near fall points.
Near fall is having the man's back toward the mat, not pinned to the mat, but
exposed at
an angle to the mat. The referee counts seconds and awards points based on the number of seconds that the back's exposed. There goes Nickerson looking for the single.
Side to a drive double. Takedown.
There's 2.
And he got the takedown.
2 for Nickerson. Good effort.
5-1 here, late in the first period.
That's a tough one.
Second period.
Tough one to give up there with under 20 to go in the second period.
If they're looking for a fall, this is where Nickerson now has to feel the energy, see if he's breathing heavy right now, and you got to ride him out, try to get some back points with the 15 seconds to go here.
Nickerson is certainly hoping to get the pin and the 6 points that come with it.
Yep.
But Lamarsh is not making that easy.
Lamarsh is scrappy. He's just a sophomore, correct?
Yeah, Lamarsh is a sophomore.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure. You put a sophomore out, bump him up against a well-known senior who just won a major tournament. He's wrestling very well right now.
Well, Lamarsh has been out there this year at 106 against some very good competition. I mean, he's got a win at 106 pounds against Jake Linkwater in Concord. Like I said, he's been out there 3 times with Riley Millette, who's a freshman but is a darn good wrestler from Wyndham.
Yeah.
He's been out there with Jack Hess from Exeter, who's having a nice season. So Lamarsh has been out there and had some tough matches. So,
but just for the average fan, when you look at this right now, just the weight difference, just riding on top, keeping him down, it takes a little guy that much more effort to get to your feet, and it just wears you down eventually.
5-1 here with a minute and a half to go, Coach. Is this now, do you start getting into a position where you kind of abandon ship on trying to pull this thing out and just hold on and not get pinned? What's the mindset?
If I'm coaching for Nashua North right now, I have a senior wrestling. I'm probably a little more animated that I'm looking right now to cut him. I'm looking for Lisa Major's decision to get the 4 points, try to have an 8-point win, tech him, but I'm looking to take him down
points,
for back points here, maybe a double leg to a half Nelson.
But just to explain,
Lamarsh, he's not giving up. He just took that shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's wrestling tough. Another shot. It's
the way Coach Langlois is coaching over here, it looks like he's, he wants a win out of this thing. It doesn't look like he's just trying to save 3.
And that's Adams' style is normally full speed ahead, and I imagine this is no This is no exception.
Oh, good ankle
Nickerson
kick.
getting.
Yep. Looks like another one. Just get two.
Nope.
Out of bounds.
Okay.
Now Nickerson last time allowed the escape by Lamarsh. Just gave it up, let him get the point, hoping for the takedown, probably for the 5-point move to his back. Nickerson's there for the single again.
Change off. That's a high
Looking for
crotch.
the
Good.
takedown.
Right there. He needs to go for backs now. This is where
He has to get some points to try to get some more team points. He's only up 5, and he's got 40 seconds now to get extra team points.
Yeah, 5 points. You can't really even cut him and take him down at this point.
No.
Not enough time.
And
Back points
he
are
needs 3
nothing.
near fall to have that major.
Back points are nothing.
But Lamarsh, to his credit, you have a sophomore bumping up. He's a grinder. He's fighting. He understands what's at stake right here.
And at the end of the day, like we said, doing his job, saving the 3 points.
Well, these are the matches that the average person isn't aware of. This sometimes can be a victory for the losing guy because you didn't go out, you didn't get pinned, you bumped up, you rose to the occasion. You might have lost the match, but you just giving up the 3. That's a victory in itself sometimes.
And such a difference between wrestling in a tournament where you get a loss and now you're on the bottom side of the bracket versus a duel. The point of the duel is team scoring, and something like this could have a huge impact at the end of the duel.
This move with putting Thomas Christian in at 106 and bumping Lamarsh to 113, looking like a stroke of genius now by look at this, looking like a stroke of genius by Coach Langlois.
But to Nickerson's credit, he did his job. It's hard to put the pressure on a kid. You got to go out and you got to get the fall. You have to get the major. You have kids that just fight and scrap. Some kids just refuse to get pinned.
So North wins the match, gets 3 points, 6-3 now on the team score. South over North. And we are at the Nashua North High School Middle Gymnasium for NHIAA Division I intra-city wrestling. Nashua North High School versus Nashua South. We're at the 120-pound weight class. North's Ray Quigley versus South's Jeremy Bridge. They're both sophomores. And a little bit of background. Bridge is actually ranked, I believe. I think he's ranked around 10, but at 113, not at 120. So again, giving up some weight. And there's Quigley with the takedown.
Quigley, nice double leg. Little high rope.
Going for
the cradle. Right at the top.
Quigley's a kid with a reputation of having a martial arts background. Judo, I believe, jiu-jitsu maybe, but you can see it in the wrestling.
Looking to sit out right now, looking a high turn. Looks like he's going to come in for the switch, high turn again.
Yeah, Quigley's a sophomore, 7 and 8 this year so far in state.
Sophomores, don't step over, watch these arm bars. Everybody's cross-face now, looking for the cross-face cradle, trying to wind him up.
You're listening to Coach Tim O'Keefe, former Lome High School wrestling coach.
Not bad. Quigley's got to keep his weight on him. He looks scrappy on the bottom. He's looking for the switch, high turn.
There it is.
The switch again. He's coming, high turn.
Quigley's showing more defending these
got the bar.
sit-out switches than I thought. These are two kids.
Now he's going to run it. He's going to run a trap arm and bar. Right to the half, jump across. There he is. Looks like he's going to get some near falls.
Boy, Quigley looks tough.
Wow.
That's a big win for North there.
Big win. Arm bar, jump across.
Bridge, a much more experienced wrestler than Quigley, but giving up some weight there. Very tough.
Like we were saying, though, this is going to be a situation where with the forfeit situation for North, if they're going to take forfeits, they've got to try to equalize those things with some of these big bonus point wins, and taking 6 on a pin is going to equal out at least one of those forfeits now. So.
126, there's Pranav Pravala from South High School. He's a junior. Pranav is a varsity tennis player, Aaron.
Huh.
We don't see a lot of...
That's an interesting sport combination.
We don't see a lot of wrestler/tennis players.
The last tennis player I knew that wrestled won a New England title in wrestling.
Who's that?
Timmy Rich from Chelmsford. He also played tennis in the spring. In 08, he ended up winning a New England title.
Coach, I like the way you say Chelmsford without the L.
Wow.
That's like how a Lowell guy says it.
That's how we say it. Chelmsford.
I hear Jerry Callahan on the radio.
Another forfeit right there for
Chelmsford,
South.
yep.
All right.
And there's another one.
Now he's at 132 pounds. That is...
I think we just saw 3 forfeits in a row there going in South's favor.
Yeah, but I'd like to give these kids some credit. I don't know who that was who just got his hand raised.
Owen Mooser. We have the big match now. Patrick Sullivan. He's
I'll try
What's his ranking currently? Because Nolet is ranked 2, right?
Yeah, Sullivan sits 4. Kind of a crazy situation there at 145 pounds. You know, you've got a real clear top 3 with Bork from Goffstown, Nolet from North. They've kind of flip-flopped that 1 and 2 spot.
Right there's Nolet, right there. Yep.
And then you've got Avery Santiago from Salem, who's actually down to 145 from 152
Patrick
last
looking the
year.
front headlock. He's got to get his head in the hole here. Try to come around the left side.
This really is a big match here. These are 2 very beloved kids in Nashua, in the wrestling community. You know, both terrific student leaders for their teams. Basically the undisputed leader of each team.
Right, and I said this last year. I coached Patrick's uncle, who was a 3rd place in New England, 2-time state champ for me. His other uncle was a
impressive
New England runner-up for Lowell High School.
And on the double for Nolet.
Oh, double leg right to Nolet.
And there's
2
points.
takedown.
Nolet's had a great season.
He really has.
He finished last year strong. He finished 3rd at Meet of Champions. Went to New England's. Didn't win a match there, but obviously great learning experience. I know he trains with Gateseed in the offseason. Had a great offseason.
And Doughboy.
Yep. He's cutting him now. It's maybe the takedown game.
Wayne is a big cutter in the sense. I don't mean cutting weight, but he's a kid who likes to score takedowns and then release the opponent, give up the 1 point. Sullivan's another great kid, by the way. You know, been around the wrestling scene in Nashua a long time. A student leader. You know, impeccable behavior and deportment at school. Just sort of a credit to his family and his school, and the leader of this South squad.
You got Nolet coming into this thing, 17-1 in state right now.
Yeah.
That sole loss coming to Bork in the quarterfinals at the Lowell Holiday Tournament. So they've exchanged wins and losses, he and Bork, and have flip-flopped 1 and 2. Probably the 2 that we certainly expect to be in the Meet of Champion finals.
Yeah, Sullivan's going to release that. He's going to go to his back, bail out.
There it is.
Takedown.
Nolet has sort of a ever-ready bunny style of wrestling. He's got 1 speed, which is fast, and he just goes for 6 minutes. Yeah. Unless he could end it earlier.
Sullivan's going to get his head off the mat and try to get his legs under him, slide up, at least get the 1.
Nolet had a really great start to his Lowell Holiday Tournament, Coach O'Keefe. I know, that's really a tournament that gets looked at as kind of a mid-season barometer for where some of these programs and some of the top wrestlers are going to end up in that New England tournament. Started off really hot there in that tournament, made the quarterfinals, hit a couple of speed bumps, but he came back in that 7-8 consolation match. And he really turned it on against the number 3 kid at this weight, Avery Santiago, and ended up with a major decision. So you could tell he probably carried a little bit of disappointment into that match, and he really put it to him. So,
but it's an early indicator, just to place there. It's a grind, just to win some matches. Yeah. There's kids that don't place and end up winning the state championship or place at the state.
Nolet really turning it up now. Easy escape and now a takedown.
Sullivan's got to work hand control, try to slide the knees up, head off the mat. But Nolet's a grinder. He's trying to. He's definitely looking to turn and get some back points here. He's looking for the fall.
Wayne Nolet from North is the only wrestler from either of these squads that placed at the Lowell Holidays.
Yeah. Took 7th.
New England qualifier last year.
Yep.
I got to say about Nolet, he is definitely the hardest working wrestler in Nashua. He's just an amazing, indefatigable worker, always lifting, always running, always training.
His build shows that.
Yeah,
you can see the definition, body. You can see the thickness. You know he's training year-round. He likes the weights.
You can see it in the power.
Yep. He's definitely didn't come out here to play a takedown game. He's trying to turn. I think he understands what's at stake here with the forfeits.
24-9. He's got North's got a lot of catching up to do here. And I think Nolet feels obligated to try to get the 6 with the pin.
Looks like he's going to let him stand up. He's going to cut him here, stand him up.
Yep.
Is he a senior, Nolet?
Nolet's a junior.
Junior? Wow.
Yep.
Leading with the Sullivan's got to time that. He's stepping right, leading right. You have to be able to time that.
And on another double. There it is.
Another double. Bail out.
He's trying.
He's keeping that trapped arm.
Yep.
All right. Sully backed out.
I wonder, Aaron, what you think about this. It's arguable that maybe the reason Nolet and Burke went 45 this year is because of Ryan Peters at 152 from Timberlane. Now that Peters is injured for the season, I wonder if you'll see. How do you think Nolet would do at 52?
I don't. It's hard to tell. I mean, For me,
He's running that half.
We're getting in trouble here. Short time, 10 seconds.
In the half.
Short time, he's down. That's a huge win for North right there.
And Sullivan looks like his shoulder's really hurting. Really hurting. You got to feel for the Sullivan kid, working hard out there, and not the result he wanted, and his shoulder's clearly hurt.
That whole thing's going to be interesting, Joe. Back to your question real quick here. You know, you've got a couple of kids in the upper middle part of the 160-pound ranks, and you've got a couple kids in the upper middle part of the 145 that are all probably, you know, looking at 152 and considering.
It's now wide open.
Yeah, it's now wide open. I mean, you know, a kid like Coach Munnell's son over there in Concord.
Yeah.
You know, he's now ranked #1 at that weight.
Christopher Munnell,
and he's beat some kids this year. He looks good, but you know, some of these kids like Boomauer from Campbell and Sharon from Newport. David Mute, he's one that's now right in that mix, and now he's looking potentially at a situation where he can get it, you know, a spot to New England's at 152
well,
pounds.
there's where the issue is when you have a solid wrestle stud in front of you at that weight, and a lot of times it depends on what the kid's looking for. If they're looking just for the States, sometimes moving up in the weight class is good, but when you start, most of these kids are thinking bigger picture New England, and the bodies definitely change. Yeah. And that again, the good little guy has a hard time
with a
beating
single
a good big guy.
That was a quick single right there.
Lacomb's improvement this year has been very rapid. Just to orient us here, we're at the Nashua North High School Middle Gymnasium for the NHIAA Division I wrestling action.
Good shot, another double.
Nashua North versus Nashua South, and we're watching from North David Mute at 152 pounds versus from South Shad Lacombe.
Mute working the tight waist as well. A lot of arm bars tonight.
These two young men know each other from a lot of off-season wrestling together at the Boys and Girls Club.
Lacombe, you know, tough in-state record right now, 3-7. But another one of those kids that's lost to some real good competition. You know, he's been out there against Chris Munnell, Colin Reardon from Londonderry. He's been out there against Gerard from Milford. So he's been out there against some pretty tough kids.
1.5, another, wow.
Another trouble situation.
Oh, yeah. You know, Mute, I've watched him wrestle the last couple of years, just seeing him at the club. He's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. He has a lot of talent. And as a senior this year, hopefully he does put it together.
I don't know if you guys noticed from this angle, it looks like Mute just pinned Lacombe briefly, and the ref just wasn't in a position. It's a little bit of a good break for
He still has the arm bar, though, plenty of time. He's got to come out to the left side.
Yeah.
He's trying to do a suck back.
Mute 12-3 in state this year in a mix between 160 and 152. You know, definitely in the mix there at 152 pounds, and we got trouble again here.
He jumped over.
And Aaron, I think we've got Mute ranked 5th at 152 in the state.
Wow, what
right?
a bridge!
Yeah, I actually in the latest rankings I got him up to 4.
Came out of that.
We got
Look at Lacombe.
Wow,
reversal by Lacombe. Terrific recovery by Shad Lacombe from South.
Anybody watching at home, just to have two people get in the center of the mat, regardless of the outcome, is the hardest thing for anybody to do.
Yeah. And
when you're on your back, there's a lot of times kids just on your back. It's hard to fight off, and this kid just came out of a pinning situation and ended up reversing. A lot of guts.
A lot of character.
Yep.
And Mute, you know, looking like he might have the edge in physical strength and certainly experience. Mute's been wrestling since elementary school, and Lacombe really coming along really quickly. I'm with Coach Tim O'Keefe from Lowell High School, former Lowell High School coach, as well as Aaron McAloon of NH Wrestling on Twitter, at NH Wrestling, who is the New Hampshire rank master and maintains all the rankings.
This is third armbar half Nelson, which seems to be the
Mute's going for it again.
Now he can just run it over. Just run it over now. Settle back, chest to chest.
He's not anywhere near chest to chest, coach.
No,
there he's getting there.
That's what you have to. But Lacombe, he's tough. Watch, he's going to strap out. He's a grinder. He's still fighting.
Trying to get that right arm free to be able to punch through.
There's a lot of time. There's almost 90 seconds left in the period.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. He's got to settle back, chest on chest.
He's not applying it. Yeah.
He's got to trap that shoulder. He's got to lower his shoulder, settle back. It's going to be hard if he doesn't settle back, chest to chest. Now he's going to throw double grades.
Too far
now.
Look
at this. Look at this. Illegal headlock. Good bail out by Mute, though. He got
so 3 near fall points.
Look at Lacombe right back in, looking for 2.
3 near fall for Lacombe with a reverse three near fall from Mute with one for Lacombe on the escape. The match score 8-3. The meet score 24-15 with South in the lead. This is Joe LaPlante broadcasting the North versus South Division I NHIAA wrestling meet with Coach Tim O'Keefe and Aaron
Good job
McAloon.
stuffing that,
trying to work the front headlock
shot.
If he catches this front headlock cradle, this is because now conditioning plays a factor. I don't know if
and it looks like Mute's the one breathing hard here.
I don't know if he came out here thinking, anticipating a quick fall.
Conditioning's always been a tiny bit of an issue for Mute. He's a track star as well. Plays football.
Nice shot. Playing possum. Nice shot.
Mute was also the punter on the All-Telegraph football team. Also played defensive back.
Climb up.
We're close here. 20 seconds for Mute, up by 7. Close to getting into that major decision territory. Doesn't look like he's going to cut him, so he's going to have to turn him to get there.
In this team scoring, a team scores 3 points for a decision, 4 points for a major fall. A major decision, which is a what? 8 points.
8 points. Yeah, 8 points.
There's plenty of time for him
5
to get
points.
the major. Though.
Oh, it's only second period. I'm sorry, Coach.
We're in the third period.
5 points for a technical fall, which is a 15-point win, and then 6 points for a pin.
And ideally, everybody
fall.
wants a pin, but
they're hard to come by.
Yep, they are. Well, nobody likes to get pinned, so.
Okay, in referee's position, we've got Lacombe on bottom, Mute on top. Don't reach back. A little bit of a reach back there, put himself in jeopardy.
It always looks good for that half a second, then you realize I may get pinned myself.
Couldn't quite get his hips up high enough to get over.
He's taking out the wrist for the armbar. He's working the armbars. He understands what's at stake. He's trying to get the fall. If not, at least
just trying to pick him up and
now lift it up chest to chest.
Now we got trouble.
That should be
That's in there pretty deep.
That's deep. That's deep.
I think this might be it here.
Gonna settle back a little bit.
Man, Lacombe's still fighting this thing.
Lacombe's a real fighter.
Yeah, you can see Mute's pretty high. There it is.
Well, that's a senior that did his job, and credit to whomever is out there, but a senior, that's what you expect out of your senior leaders to get the fall.
And Mute is a real leader. He's a student leader in a lot of capacities, and certainly on this team with Wayne Nolet sort of sharing that leadership role. Okay, we're 160 pounds now. Looks like Jack Stone from Nashua North versus
Tyler
Linscott. Now, Tyler's a sophomore and a very tough kid. You'll watch. Very physical wrestler and a scrapper.
Aaron, any head-to-head with these two in the past?
Not much.
Yeah, no head-to-head this year with these two. Linscott's 4-8. 4-8 on the season, but a tough kid. He's another one that's wrestled a lot of the top wrestlers at 160 pounds. So a little bit of a deceptive rank. Or
he just came out and scored right away.
Yeah.
Stone actually wrestled as a freshman for North, and then took a couple years off, and I think he's a senior now. He might be a junior.
Stone's a junior.
He's a junior.
4-1.
He took sophomore year off, and and actually he's a very accomplished soccer goalie, but took soccer season off to play football this year for North as a kicker. So a lot of interest, Jack Stone.
It's interesting too, guys. This thing, we just went out a couple of, maybe 10, 15 minutes in real time ago and watched South walk out there.
Defensive pin here?
Could be potentially dangerous. It looks like tweaking his knee a little bit.
South sent 3 kids out there, got 18 points and forfeits, and now we're sitting here looking at a 3-point duel.
Right.
Because Nashua North has found a way to come out and get some falls and kind of equalize out those 6-point forfeits.
Those pins by Nolet and Mute were big.
Well, coming down 82 and 95, you're going to get 12 points for North and forfeit. So these next matches are critical for South to get some points. So
Linscott's really taking it to him right now. Although it's only 2-0.
He's really working hard trying to get some of those near fall points here. 30 seconds to go in the first.
The risk here for Linscott at South is to try too hard for the pin too early, and rather than score some points, possibly spend a lot of his energy trying for the quick pin. But he's clearly physically dominating Stone right now.
Stone's trying some elevators there, and Stone's grinding though. He's working. He's doing his job. He's getting ridden. He's attempting to get to his feet, but not to give up any near fall.
Whoa, right off the mat.
Yeah, Stone's a competitor. Linscott heading back to the center circle. Stone looks a little slow to get up. I don't know what's going on.
He's got a headgear problem.
Issue.
We're at Nashua North Medium Gym with NHIAA Division I wrestling. Dual meet between Nashua North and Nashua South. Joe LaPlante from the Nashua Boys and Girls Club Wrestling Program, joined by Aaron McAloon from the Twitter account at NH Wrestling and NHWrestling.com, as well as Coach Tim O'Keefe, former wrestling coach at Lowell High School.
Tried a quick Granby, thought he was going to try to get that quick one with 1.5 seconds to go. What was the last time Nashua South, Joe, you would know this, beat Nashua North in a duel?
I think it was, let me think. I'm going to say it was 2012.
2012?
I think. Yeah, I remember, and we came down to the last match where Marcus Jacobo
Granby, he hit Granby with no change yet.
Nothing yet.
There's his one. Good effort.
It's a 2-to-1 match, guys. As dominant as Linscott looked in that first period, I think Joe brought it up. Spent almost the entire period looking for that turn. He didn't get it, and the result is that we're 1:30 in the second period. It's a 2-to-1 match. So Stone's right in it. Well,
Stone being a soccer player, like he said, he's got to be a great conditioned kid because he got rode pretty hard for pretty long, but he never gave up. He still had a lot of energy left, and
yep. Had some injuries this season, missed some meets in some tournaments with some, I'm not sure what Jack's injuries were, but he's been out.
There's another double leg, tap the head double.
Here goes Linscott. Up,
got to settle
get
back.
the leg hook, so he's up.
Stalemate.
It's hard there once
Smart
he locks.
move there by Stone to avoid what looked like it was going to be a return to the mat.
Yeah. Now that's what takes the energy out of a double leg guy. You shoot, he keeps causing stalemates because you're picking him up. That's where the energy, you lose a lot of energy there. So you got to turn the corner a little quicker. This is he's going to do it again and again and again.
He's trying to get into the head here of Coach Langlois too. I got to think that he's thinking he's got a shot at getting 6 from Linscott here.
Sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And sitting here with 40 seconds to go in the second period, a 2-to-1 match. This could potentially be a turning point in this thing to not get the 6. He probably has to. This is a critical 6 for the Panthers.
Stone's got to be careful of the stall call here though pretty soon. I see that. Now Linscott is the 9th ranked wrestler in the state at 160, correct, Aaron?
Yes.
Now this is. And Stone's
There's
actually
another double.
He's doing it again though, so he's got the legs tied up.
This is where you got to turn the corner. He's staying on his knees a little too long.
I think both wrestlers just waiting this thing out here.
Again.
They
to
both
go
know
back
it's coming.
to Coach Langlois, I think at this point when you look at a dual meet, you're giving up 12 the next 2 matches. At this point, regardless of what happens with the last 2 weight classes, you just want you got to win at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, to ask for a pin now, that's a lot to ask for a sophomore.
Strategy by Stone, turning these singles and doubles into basically stalemates over and over.
This is a situation. Linscott's got to get going. He gets in on that double. He's got to really power through that thing, try to finish one of these. I think that's about 3 or 4 in a row that Stone's been able to defend and end up either getting a stalemate or there, in short time, getting a whistle.
Half a second too long, not turning the corner. Just he's going to drive, turn the corner, and go.
South chooses the bottom position for 3rd period. Linscott will likely. Well, here we go.
Here it is, a wrist
keeping him
bar
flat.
again.
The longer we can keep him flat, the better.
Seems like the Titans have done that all night, Nashua North. Everybody's running that tight waist, cross wrist arm bar.
That is a Chris Rowlett.
Yep.
That's a Chris Rowlett move. A lot of kids work it.
You can grind there. You wear the kids down. You can run it long enough. You run it over, then you step.
There's the escape.
Oh, look at that drag.
Ooh,
drag, there's one.
There's the escape. Stone picking up his mouthpiece.
Whistle didn't
tossing it to the side.
Blow, and
going right at him.
These guys both stopped wrestling. There was no whistle.
Yeah. Thinking it was not a bounce call probably or something, but.
I think this is going to be an interesting ending here. You have a 3-1 match. Stone gets that takedown. He ties that up.
Yeah, nothing but a takedown away here. Takedown away for North.
Bring a little bit of excitement here. And that's where I was saying earlier, at this point, you're just hoping
there we go.
He needs to keep the overhook.
Oh, but he can't go
fight
for
out.
that.
He's got to overhook and hand fight.
Stone looking for the takedown.
He got it.
He
He's
steps
close.
up.
Not quite.
He still has a wrist. What a fight. Good
50
fight.
seconds. Still time to hit another one. 50 seconds.
Here's the stall call. He backed him up. That's the first stall call.
And you can see right now, Stone's the aggressor.
If Linscott backs up, I wouldn't be surprised to see a quick stall again for the one. Nice shot. Staying on his knees too long, though. He has to turn the corner.
Cross facing hard here.
Linscott really digging hard here. Both wrestlers, but Linscott really digging hard for this takedown, and he's almost got it.
And there it is.
There it is. Well, we get the takedown. That should secure the win right there.
For South.
25 seconds to go.
But you got to give Stone credit. Stone kept attacking, kept fighting.
Stone's job here was probably pretty much to avoid the pin.
Keep it to 3.
Yeah. And he did his job very well. Both kids, really. Give both kids credit here. Linscott gets the win.
It's hard to say a kid picking up, a win here didn't do his job too. So
it's going to be a 33-27 meet in favor of North after these next 2 weight classes.
I don't know if we can get a shot of the scoreboard here.
We have 2 forfeits coming up.
Yeah. So we've got meet score now. 6 point. Jack Stone looking for his mouth guard. It's 27-21 with South in the lead. Headed into the, 170 or 182?
I know.
That was a great match. Great match.
I think we're going to be at 170 here.
170. Looks like North's taking a forfeit. I wish I knew this young man's name, but I don't.
I saw 82 and 95 are forfeits. I didn't think.
We got some bumping going on.
I think we got some. Yeah.
Now we have John Sweeney coming out. At 182. So tie score.
I think
North sends out John Sweeney in the old school North.
And no answer from South.
All right. So North takes a 6-point lead. It is now 33-27 North.
So we're going to have a 39-27. So we just did 3 forfeits. So 170 South end up forfeit.
And Noah Placharczyk taking a forfeit. This is a much different duel than I anticipated because all the creative bumping. Now we're at 220. Christian Moreno ranked 4 at 220 versus it's Brandon Martin, a freshman from South. North got to have the edge here right now. Coach Langlois coming over to the scores table to are we at 95 or 220?
Should be 39, correct? I believe they forfeited 70, 82, and 95. Should be 39.
Yeah, I think they got 6.
Yeah. They gave an extra 6.
I think that meet score is wrong, though.
Should be 39-27 if there were 3 forfeits in a row.
I don't think it's 45.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because it started with 21. It was 27-21. They forfeited 70, 82, and 95. There's the 18.
Adam, what's that meet score?
39.
It should be 39.
39-27.
Yeah, that should be 39,
39-27. It was 21-27 after
Coach Langlois. Coach Langlois not happy right now. I don't think this was exactly the way he planned it. Even with the correction that needs to come, he's in a tough spot right now with these last 2 matches.
Yeah, the freshman for South is he's 0-7 in state. Freshman campaign always tough.
Moreno with a takedown already. Yep.
Takedown. Well, that's a senior wrestling a freshman right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, when you have to rely on your freshmen, sophomores to go out and win dual meets, that's a lot of pressure on them. You have guys that have been in the program for 4 years. They're ready to do their job. They took their beatings earlier in their career. They're ready to get their takedowns to falls now. And
this is the duel here. I mean, you've got a 12-point margin at this point with this weight and the next.
This seals the victory for North right here.
Moreno gets the pin.
There was still a little hope with 2 more 12. Yeah. It could have been a tie match. But
Moreno, I should say, he's a perennial finalist every year for the National Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year Award. Yeah. And that's all at youth activities, involving academics, other extracurriculars, club activities, and athletics. A real nice kid who spends a lot of time in the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, here's Littlefield from North, Joe. I know you're excited about him.
Finn Littlefield is a kid. He's a football player. He's a junior. Dedication in spades. I see this kid every morning, and I mean every morning, at the YMCA in Merrimack lifting at 5:30 in the morning.
You know who else did that? There was a heavyweight, became a world champ in 1999 and also a Super Bowl champ a couple times, Stephen Neal.
Stephen Neal, yeah.
Bakersfield, California. You look at the height on him. That's what it takes. Whether he's ever
Takedown.
Just a big
number
kid.
one in the world, number
He's
one in
just
the
big.
state, just to
Just a
have
big
that
kid.
work ethic, you can't teach that. That's something you. Hopefully, it rubs off on the other athletes and not only on your team but throughout the school.
You know, I know, Joe, you've been calling it. You've been calling Littlefield to make a little noise here. We're a month away. We're only 1 month away from the postseason.
Yeah,
I think it's exactly a month, 30 days away from our.
Littlefield's one of these dedicated
Division
football
ones.
player types.
Yeah.
Clem Sherwood from Hollis Brookline's another one that are going to do a lot of damage in the state tournaments.
Well, he's got the build. He's tall. He's got some muscle. He's got the
Look at him.
leverage.
Yeah,
And there it is. There's a pin.
So this was a much different outcome than I anticipated. I'll say that. I'm going to admit, I gave South the edge plotting this out. You didn't, Darren. You thought you had North winning by a small margin.
By a small margin. There was a lot of weight shuffling that happened there at the beginning. Really changed kind of the matchups. It's sometimes
A
tough
weird
to,
dual meet. A weird dual
Yeah,
meet.
it was definitely strange.
Anyway, so that's the final score. North victorious, 51 over crosstown rival South High School 27, 51-27 for Coach Tim O'Keefe. Thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having me. This was great. A great crowd tonight. It's nice to be here.
Aaron McAloon, thank you for being here.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Coach.
And everybody, drive safely.
Thank you.